So when other people come on, do they have to hit got it? As each person comes in?
I don't think that happens anymore. Do you still get that?
I just had to, yeah.
No. Okay. Yeah, I guess so. It's just like a disclaimer thing that they, yeah, I don't know what happens on your end, but now it changed a little bit. Last a month or so ago, we got an update
Mm,
and it puts a little notice on the top of my screen that says it's running.
okay.
First I got to double check, but still it's like what did I just, oh there. Um but it used to be a little different. It used to be I think I had to hit the button too.
Mm,
So I didn't know
okay.
if that meant, I thought that might have changed for the people just participating, but I guess not.
Just for kicks and giggles, sometimes I put on the show captions down below and it's interesting what it puts. It's like,
Yeah, that's okay, but not great. But it is kind of funny. It's kind of amazing that it can do it at all. But
yeah.
um yeah.
Well, there's a big talk about it in just in depositions that digital reporters, like people who just record and make a transcript, but
Uh-huh.
they send it overseas. And so
Mm.
you don't know, I
Hmm.
mean, maybe not the Public Service Commission because it is
Hmm.
public, but what if it's a deposition? They don't want stuff to get out and you don't know who's looking at it. And yeah, it's a whole thing.
Yeah, you just have to trust whatever contracts you have are going to work, but
Hmm.
that might not work for us.
It's funny. My daughter texted me and she goes, "Are you working?" And I was napping because I've been up since about 4:30. And I'm like, okay, I just have to take 20 minutes, close my eyes. So I put it on Do Not Disturb. She thinks
Oh.
I'm working. Okay, I can handle that now.
So you can see when someone puts do not disturb on, or you just not just by not answering, she thinks
No, when you like if you texted me and
yeah.
it said that, it would say something like notifications are off,
Oh,
notify anyway or something. Yeah.
uh-huh. Okay. So they're like an Apple feature.
Yeah, because I put that on during all hearings, and then when I'm done, it's like, oh my God, I have three texts, I have this many emails, I have
Right.
this. So
Yeah, we don't I don't think my phone does, not that fancy.
somebody showed me it. I used to put it on airplane mode
Okay. Yeah.
um,
Good
when
idea.
I was really struggling with my blood sugar and getting medication regulated. And so I'd put it on airplane mode and but I couldn't see my numbers. And that was before I had this thing. Or maybe I had,
Hmm.
well, I had to have had it. Well, whatever. Oh, I
Right.
didn't have it on my
So it
watch.
can buzz you, yeah. Hmm.
And he said, no, put it on Do Not Disturb and you'll still get those notifications. So
Okay. Well, that's good.
what I did.
He thought of everything.
Yeah, it's amazing.
All right, I'm going to start letting some people in, and there's going to be a bunch more who are coming at the very
Okay.
end here. But so it's still like last case, we may take a while to get everyone
That's
named.
not 8 hours or whatever that was.
Well, I
Of
just mean
course, I know what you mean.
just the
Just,
beginning part. Yeah. No, I hope we don't have 8 hours of.
well, it might happen tomorrow.
Yes, it may. I'll,
Testing. It's weird.
all right. Let's see. Here they go.
Testing. Oh, there it is.
Well, welcome to everyone who's joined us. We will get started at 1 p.m., but still checking. I think we're expecting many people still to be joining us here, so we'll be checking them in, screen names corrected, and doing those sorts of things before we begin. But just sit tight for now, and we'll get started as possible.
Mr. Wilson, do you have the whole crowd with you again today?
Got Kate Phillips with me today.
Okay.
Good afternoon.
Hello. I have to tell you, my transcript is obviously all electronic and everything goes with it. And I had to go through the whole thing again because it all got Mr. Proctor Patrick, his name got defined as Ms. Phillips throughout the whole transcript.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
That was
He's
a
been
little...
called worse.
Well, then some of them switched over to, I think you spoke, and then Red Jackson spoke a couple times, but they all got switched over to her, and I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Some people may like that, some may not.
Yeah, well, it is 1 p.m. We're still checking people in here, so maybe a little bit before we can begin. I do notice we have a person who's called us, so we'll just need to get that person's name. The number ends in 732. Need to press *6 to unmute. On the phone here. So I'm letting in. So does anyone currently connected recognize Rick O'Connor as a participant?
Yeah, Mr. O'Connor is a representative of WEPCO. He's on the project team.
All right, thanks. All right, so I'll let Connor in. Also, another phone number joined us. The first one dropped out. So I'm going to ask next phone call to unmute. Your number ends in 495. You need to press *6 in order to speak. Just want to get your identity and what party you're affiliated with. Okay, so if we don't respond, well, I could probably keep you on for a while, but I'll probably be disconnecting you before we begin in earnest. Let me mention that for someone who wishes to observe, well, I guess you can observe. Yeah, sorry. I think you can just continue on and listen in. If you want to observe, the YouTube channel is available, but also you may call in and just listen in if you don't have internet. I remind myself of all of my own rules here. So that'll work. So if you are a party and do have internet, just you want to zoom in through the web connection. If you just want to listen in, a member of the public can listen in through the phone. No, it looks like the people joining us have slowed down. We might have everybody. Let's see. Oh, it's clean. Just clean. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, looks like we have everybody. Okay, great. All right, looks like all systems are go. Let's get started here. So welcome, everyone. This is Docket, and that's when someone joins us. Hey. All right, I'll let them in. This is Docket 6630 CE 316, the application of Wisconsin Electric Power Company for a CPCN related to the Lakeshore Capacity Improvement Project. That's what I'm calling it for now. So hopefully that's good enough for the pre-hearing conference. So we are meeting here for the pre-hearing. We have parties and staff in attendance through Zoom. And we've made this pre-hearing available for public observation on the commission's hearings YouTube channel, as well as by calling into the Zoom if you don't have an adequate internet connection. Details on doing that are on the notice of pre-hearing conference. So with that, we can move on. I just wanted to begin with our party appearances. We'll switch over to that. So like we've been doing here, just an alphabetical order by party name. We'll have Citizens Utility Board, who is appearing for them.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Kara Coburn-Ferris with CUB.
Okay, and just off the record, I think your camera's off. Are you able to turn it on, or is there a problem?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm appearing in. I see myself.
I can see her.
Oh no, I thought it was a red line on there. Okay, no, maybe you're right. Okay, good. Just didn't come up for me. Okay, great. Okay, so that's CUB. How about City of Milwaukee?
Thank you, Judge. This is Assistant City Attorney Tom Miller for the City of Milwaukee.
Okay, yeah, you didn't pop up either, but that's okay. Clean Wisconsin.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Brett Cordy on behalf of Clean Wisconsin.
Okay, Kenosha County. I just need to unmute. I can do it for you here. There you go.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning. Good afternoon. This is Attorney Jennifer Kopp with Kenosha County Corporation Counsel's Office, appearing on behalf of Kenosha County.
All right. And let's see if I got the list correct. It's Public Service Commission next.
Yep. Good afternoon, Your Honor. Zachary Peters for the commission.
Okay. Renew Wisconsin.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Ori Walsvik for Renew Wisconsin.
Town of Paris.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. John Holloway, Town Chair on behalf of the Town of Paris.
All right. Wisconsin Electric Power Company.
Joe Wilson of Quarles and Brady. I'm joined by Kate Phillips of Wisconsin Electric Power Company.
Okay, so we'll need to update the service list reflecting your appearances. I don't know, did I miss another notice for appearance?
Yeah, Attorney Phillips just filed it actually about an hour and a half ago. Your Honor, filed the notice of appearance.
Okay, great. Better late than never.
For the lawyers. So apologies for the late appearance there.
Okay. WIG, Wisconsin Industrial Energy Group.
Yes, good afternoon, Your Honor. Steve Heinzen for WEG. I cannot get my camera to work, unfortunately. I don't know why.
Okay, that's all right. Appreciate trying. See, I knew there'd be someone we couldn't see. So I'm glad you just vindicated my Wisconsin Local Government Climate Coalition.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Matt Frank from the law firm of Murphy Desmond, appearing for the Wisconsin Local Government Climate Coalition.
All right, great. Thanks everyone for attending. So we do have our parties identified. I think we already did have an order that issued that identified the parties. So we're all already officially parties. So just in terms of that designation, I wanted to review something we should all be familiar with, or most of us are familiar with. And I know that there are a number of people who might not have practiced many times before us. But I think I recognize just about everyone at this point. So just something to note for in this parties table that's on the notice of pre-hearing conference. I did have this column. It's a kind of a new feature. It gives us the acronyms for each party to use when we're filing documents. So just for a little bit more of explanation on that is when you're filing your testimony and exhibits, this is the party identifier you'll use as the to cite to testimony filed by the party or to when you're filing testimony. So for example, testimony would read, the page numbers would read direct renew Kel, according, and now, and the formatting of that's in the facilitating matters order, but that's what you want to use as the, to identify yourself as your party name for purposes of filing documents. So for exhibits, testimony, requests, briefs, just to shorten up that name a little bit and to give it a standard so people can quickly know who's talking when. It's very useful in a number of different situations. So I'm just giving it to everybody now instead of kind of waiting for the first round to come in and seeing what people come up with. So did any questions about that, where that should go and how that identifier should be used? Okay, so so the issues are the standard issues for a construction case. I'm not sure if there's anything in particular we need to address or if there's any controversy over those. Did anyone want to comment, have anything to add about that, or is the, well, I'll assume it's acceptable unless someone has a, some sort of complaint or objection to it. Okay. And now the schedule, there may be some issues with that. I've been previewing, sorry, I'm just going to adjust this a little bit. Previewing some of the, I think the sort of the end result or the meet and confer. I did get an email from commission staff sort of wrapping up what may be the current state of affairs. And I have to say that the current schedule, the part of the issue here may have been my I did not follow my usual practice, given the sort of rush of cases at the time, by just putting in staff's proposal without vetting it a bit. So I know that there is a more of an extended version of this. I think what's at issue really for me, and I think I should have checked this earlier, is to the timing of the final environmental impact statement, when that needs to go out, which it needs to be out 30 days before our hearing. So that timing may throw off the proposal that's in the notice. And I think parties and staff have already sort of realized this and reconfigured, but I just want to mention, we maybe could have missed that step if I had looked at it more closely, and failed to do so because of all the other cases in the works. So I'm going to display a different kind of schedule here, and let's hope that this is helpful. So I do have the original. Let me check a date or two here to see if, yeah, this is, so if staff's proposed in the notice of hearing, in the notice of pre-hearing conference, and then what's at this point, I believe the applicant's proposal, it's sort of a, I think sort of a compromise proposal with the parties, although I can take comment on whether that's really the case or not. I'm not saying it is definitively what everyone agrees on, but just in terms of comparison purposes, I just wanted to let you know, this is what I know is the current sort of dates in play. And an important one would be the February 13th party hearing session, so that if we, suppose I'm not going to hold public session before that, the idea behind it is to give staff enough time to get the final environmental impact statement out for comment before we hold the hearing. So that's got to be done 30 days in advance. So with that, so this is what I'm assuming. I think the applicants can live with this. The applicant can live with this, the way it's been presented to me. So maybe the most efficient thing to do is hear any complaints or comments about what's currently being provided.
Your Honor, this is Zachary Peters from the commission. I can just provide some clarity from commission staff perspective.
Okay.
This is the schedule that staff is comfortable with after some internal discussions. And so I think that this is a schedule that would be workable for commission staff, just to confirm that. So
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was operating from that point of view, but I forgot to mention that. Thanks. So in terms of other parties, did other parties want to comment on that? What's currently, I guess, the current most recent proposal here for the case? So maybe
Your
people
Honor,
have trouble seeing it. Is that?
Your Honor, this is Joe Wilson. Just following along in real time here. So am I understanding, and I think this is what I'm seeing, that this is what the parties have labeled the WEC compromise schedule?
Yeah, that's indicated on the top WEPCO proposal anyway. That's, you have trouble seeing it. Is that the situation? It looks like.
No, yeah, it's a little small on my screen, but Attorney Peters, is that's what the schedule is?
That's accurate. Yes, this is the schedule in response to Clean Wisconsin's proposal. So this is sort of the compromise of everyone, sort of the culmination of that was sent out on Friday by Kate.
Okay. Yeah, in that case, then, Your Honor, the applicants could live with the schedule.
Okay. All right, great. So we have confirmation from them. How about other parties? We want to just start through the list, or is there someone who has a particular wants to take the lead on that? Okay, well, let's just try for Cub first then.
The revised schedule is acceptable to Cub.
Okay.
We have no comments.
I'll have to remember the order here. I think City of Milwaukee, any comment here?
No, we had indicated that we were comfortable with the schedule as well.
Okay, yeah, I haven't seen the back and forth. So let me just ask one more time. Anyone want to comment on this? Any alternatives or adjustments need to be made in anyone's opinion?
Your Honor, this is Ori Walsvik from Renew. I don't have alternative dates, but I do have a separate issue with the schedule. So I was waiting until we kind of figured out the dates here because I'm pretty agnostic on those.
Okay, it looks like we're good to go with your question then. So go ahead, Attorney Walsvik.
Yeah, so we had an indicated agreement, and there was some issue in the initial schedule of applicants' testimony being scheduled at the same time as parties in favor or pro, I think maybe as they're labeled here, and con. Your Honor, I know that this issue has been brought up before, and I think Vista Sands. We were in agreement on the basis that all interveners would go with PSC staff there. And so I'd like to continue to preserve that objection. I can go through why, or, we can handle this how you like.
No, it's okay. It's usually I've seen this work before, which is why, and I think when you have some major cases, it's a good way of organizing the record. I'm not very tied to it, so it seems like the current crop of interveners do not like to do this. So it's fine. We can leave our all interveners in on the staff direct deadline. I guess I could just ask generally, is there any interveners that are generally in favor of the project?
On behalf of the applicant, we're not aware of any yet.
Okay. Yeah. So it's something to be determined. All right. We'll leave our standard schedule though, and then we'll do applicants first and then interveners and staff second for the rounds of direct. We've had good experience with this in the past, but it's more when there's a definite group of supporters that have identified themselves at the beginning. I guess I just wasn't sure how this case was going to be approached. So
yeah, and maybe I could just add a little bit just for the future. It can be hard for parties with nuanced positions to declare whether they're for or against, especially parties may be for certain aspects or against certain aspects, but unless we're coordinating directly with applicant on what we're going to file, going at the same time as applicant direct can be, I think, from the for perspective can be harder because we may file contradictory testimony. We may cover things that the applicant is already going to cover. And it becomes difficult there without some really direct coordination. And then, of course, for this case or some others, taking a position, I think for some orgs is easier after they've seen kind of how the project evolves in the first round of testimony. But that's all I wanted to add, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, no, that's fine. Thanks for clarifying your view on that. Appreciate it. Okay, so it looks like we have agreement on the schedule. So we'll move on from there. I didn't know it was going to be this. So thank you everyone for working on that meet and confer and working out the details. Looks like we have a lot less to do here than I was expecting. So I guess it's a good thing we were brought together today because we do have a number of people who don't practice before the commission very often. So typically do want to meet in terms of of a pre-hearing conference process and for the opportunity, if anything, to review the facilitating matters and if there are any questions or anything I can clarify so we don't run into errors that need to be corrected going forward. So the notice to go out September 12th. So there's been some time for people to review the FMO, as we call it. So are there any questions about that? And especially for new people who may not be familiar with how we operate these proceedings. Okay, so I'm expecting all the filings to be perfect when they're filed. Right? Is that what you're saying? Okay. Yeah, okay. So we'll guess we'll see. I have been when I've had time and even when I have not had time, I've tried to now review the first round of testimony and provide a preview of what might be misfiled so that those changes can be applied to the next rounds of testimony. I'll try to do that here, but I mean, most of you are involved in the current rate cases, so I think it's the same rules basically that are going to apply. So if you could just use that experience to inform your filings, I'd appreciate it. I guess one thing to clarify, I'll leave it. I'll probably be doing that tomorrow, so we'll just leave it that for now. Anyway, so no questions on the facilitating matters. That's true, huh? Okay, well, I guess we've accomplished everything we set out to do. Is there anything else we need to address? No? All right. All right, well, thanks very much. I'll be adjusting the service list and we'll be getting a pre-hearing conference memo that'll document what we've done today, simply basically modifying what you've seen as the notice of pre-hearing conference to adjust the schedule. That'll be all that's going to change there. All right, thanks very much then. We're adjourned.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you,
Thank
John.
you.
Thank you.